Buenos días, estudiantes. Voy a hablar sobre las tareas que hay que entregar el viernes que viene, el 23 de septiembre. I'm going to talk about your assignments that are due this week. I hope you're having a good week, having a good weekend so far. This week you have some pretty hefty assignments. I'm just going to make sure I have everything correct to give it to you. Okay, hay tres tareas. So there's three tareas, three assignments. It's 02.01, 02.02, and 02.03, and they're all due this Friday, September 23rd. So in 02.01, the theme is antes de manejar. So this is, you're going to be using and identifying vocabulary needed to describe important parts. Sorry, I lost my page. Important parts of a car. You're going to be able to identify and use vocabulary about how to be a safe driver and passenger. You're going to be able to identify and use affirmative and negative to commands to tell someone how to be a safe driver. And you're going to be able to recognize safe driving habits in a Spanish-speaking country. So if you already have your driver's license, hopefully you'll be like really well suited to this content and be able to use a lot of that knowledge to inform your vocab for this assessment. So for this lesson, what I'm trying to say. So make sure that you do the 02.01 lesson and then work on the 02.01 assignment. And so all three of your assignments this week are quizzes, but they also have a writing component in them. So there is going to be an open-ended question that you will have to respond to with writing in a writing format. And then just make sure that you're looking at those requirements and make sure that you are answering all of the questions that it asks you to. So if it asks you to respond to 3 questions, you only respond to 1. Just make sure that you pay attention to those requirements so that you do respond to all 3 and that you also can get full credit for that assignment. So then you have 02.02, Cuando manejo en mi ciudad. So it's like when I'm driving in my city. So you're going to be able to, in that lesson, by the time you're done, you're going to be able to identify and use vocabulary related to common errands, be able to identify and use stem changing verbs. This is really important to focus on the stem changing verbs. You're going to use those a lot in the beginning of Spanish 1, so it's really important, Spanish 2. So it's really important that you, we've already used those a lot in Spanish 2, so it's a good review, and it's also something that comes up a lot. So just make sure you really pay attention to that. Then it says, okay, so then you're going to be able to identify and use tener plus que plus infinitive to describe errands. You're going to be able to apply the rules of acabar plus de correctly. And then you're going to be able to compare and contrast errands in the United States with errands in Spanish-speaking country. Okay. And you're going to be using, what's really important is all these skills that you're building up in the early lessons are all going to be put into use in the writing assignments that come up in 02.04 and 02.08. So make sure you really pay attention to all this grammar and vocab and the usage and the rules and everything that apply to it, because you're going to be using a lot of it in your speaking and your writing assignments later in the lessons. So, and assignments. So then 02.03 is your last assignment this week, and it's Cuando hago diligencias en mi comunidad. So you're going to be able to use reflexive verbs and practice materials and write written assignments. And so that is your big lesson there, is use reflexive verbs and practice materials and written assignments. So and so make sure you work through 02.03 in its entirety, and then work on your assignment 02.03 which is a quiz. And again, like I said, there's questions, open-ended questions and all of those that you will be responding to. So make sure you look at those requirements and make sure that you pay attention to the grammar and vocab that you're learning, so that you can use that grammar and vocab. Use the grammar and vocab that you're learning to do the assignments that you are assigned to this thing. So this week's pretty straightforward. You've got your lessons, and then you've got your quizzes, and you've got a little bit of open-ended questions within those quizzes. So pretty straightforward. Next week, what's coming up is some writing assignments. So this week's a little bit of practice and review and get those really great skills set. And then next week, you're going to put them into practice in your writing assignments. If you have any questions, or you need any more resources, or you're having trouble with an assignment from last week or even a couple weeks ago, just let me know. Just make sure that you remember that I do have my bookings time. You can book an appointment with me on Monday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. if you want like dedicated time for me to answer questions with you, or you just want to talk about something in particular that you're struggling with. And then on Tuesdays from 12:30 to 1:30, I have my open office hours on Teams, and that's where you can just pop onto Teams. You can just say hi if you want to, or you can get help with an assignment or ask me a question. You can get on the video. You can just talk to me over the audio, just like a phone call, or you can just use the chat box. So whatever's easiest for you and whatever you're comfortable with. So make sure you're using those tools when you need them this week. I hope you're having a good week. I hope that you had a good weekend, and I look forward to hopefully chatting with you this week, or seeing you on video or picture, or anything that comes up. So have a good week. Adios.